rookie fourth rounder out of LSU, Cade York, has this one teed up. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Called out a 96-yard house call on the kick return. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. So here are the Bengals now with a long field ahead of them. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Michael Strahan there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is RG3. Complete to Likely. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Take it at the 37. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out is going to be their quarterback. That's the grizzled vet, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Dove. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Fitzpatrick on first down. Open man is Myers. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jacoby Myers, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Griffin. And he's going to be taken down. RG3 couldn't get away, and that'll be a safety.
All right, partner, deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First down, Fitzpatrick. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Griffin to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game. I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. He'll look to set up his blockers. So a change of possession here on the punt. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. On 3rd down, it's done. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Griffin's throw complete there to Johnson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Tries to force it to Megatron, and it's intercepted. Shaquill Griffin with a pick. And the Steelers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now consider the lead. Oh, he tries to give it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the 6-time Pro Bowler Eric Allen. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Griffin. He finds his man, complete. That's done. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now Griffin.
On target to his man, Likely.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Griffin. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, Griffin. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The sack that time by Michael Strahan.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Jalen Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Taken from his own 47. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. Touchdown! DK Metcalf. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, it's done. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Griffin. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Well, the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. We haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Back now in Pittsburgh. The offense on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now it's Griffin. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Here we go. It's Griffin on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down to the...
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Steps, and can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Taken in at the 22. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Deion Sanders.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Griffin under pressure, and they got to him again. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw.
And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
4th down. Here's RG3. He finds Bolden. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of the first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Throwing here, Fitzpatrick. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the time.